how to get great at networking. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 11 or even 12 strategies that anybody can implement to get great at networking. And if you're somebody that finds networking difficult, if you find that, any crowd above 2 people freaks you out, or you just find it a bit fake and you don't know how to go about starting a conversation with a complete stranger at a networking event, and then also extract yourself out of that conversation when the time comes and leave with a card, then this video is for you. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Stefan Erdmann. I'm the creator of this YouTube channel that is just starting to grow a little bit right now. So if you want to help me grow and if you want to get all the new videos that I'm going to keep coming, then you must subscribe here, right now, below on that button somewhere here under the video. On to networking. Why is networking such a challenge for so many people? And why are people so irrationally against it? I mean, ask any person how they feel about networking and they inevitably say, awkward, I don't know, I find it really weird, it never works, I never meet the right people, I get shy, I get quiet, I don't know, I just get drunk, I end up drinking a lot, and then I don't end up with any cards, or I have 20 cards, but none of them I feel any affinity to, or maybe I'm in the wrong event. It just seems hard work and I get very uncomfortable. That's what you usually hear, right? I used to be one of those people that hated networking and basically avoided any opportunity to do it, and that's why I worked very much in a silo. As a raving introvert myself, to be honest, any crowd larger than one other person used to freak me out. So let me just say to you from my own personal experience, it is possible to grow to love events where there is 30, 40, 50 people and that are there to network with you. It is fun actually when you know what you're doing. So in this video, I want to give you my 11 or 12, potentially maybe 11 key tips to basically get great at networking and become great at networking, also not just for the benefit of getting connections with meaningful people, but also to enjoy it, okay? Now, the first tip I want to give you is the following, and it has changed my ability to network effectively over the last few years massively. And it is this: come with a goal. What I used to do is I used to go to a networking event basically going, oh, I hate these things, I'm just going to turn up, see what happens. And then what I used to do was I used to end up sort of at the bar getting a drink or something, then stand around waiting for people to do something to get to know me. And then when they didn't, I used to just get shy and quiet and I didn't know what to do anymore. And then I just used to get awkward and then sometimes I just used to disappear. Now I come with a goal. And what is that goal? Let's say if I go, like a few days ago, I went to a YouTube networking event for YouTube creators. And I think that's why I'm shooting this video, because it just reminded me of many things that I'm just doing subconsciously now that I didn't used to do. And I decided that if I go to this event, I will try to make 5 meaningful connections with people that I can collaborate with on something. Okay, that was my goal I set myself, 5 meaningful connections with people that I can collaborate on something. And the other goal I had was I will enjoy this. I will find ways of making this fun for myself, okay? So coming with that attitude changed everything for me, okay? I had a great time, and even though I probably overshot my mark and met more than 5 people, having the goal there was actually great to make me proactive. That brings us on to step number 2. Take the first step, always. It always helps to take the first step, to have the ability to initiate first contact. And the key thing is, don't wait for other people to take the first step with you, but take the first step with them. So, as an example, when somebody gets into your radius, which I would maybe say is 2 meters around you, yeah? If you see somebody enter into your space more or less, it feels natural actually to acknowledge them and to smile at them and to say hi, yeah? And the easiest thing you can say at a networking event is, hi, are you here for networking? Yeah, I mean, it can't be any simpler than that. Third tip, don't be negative. Now, what I used to try to do a lot in the old days, because I was quite a miserable guy and quite insecure, because to be honest, negativity is nothing but insecurity disguised. I used to basically try to bond with people over bad things, like, oh, this event really sucks, doesn't it? Oh, God, this wine is bad. You know, I used to do that kind of thing. It's terrible. You basically put off everybody because you're becoming that insecure person that nobody wants to hang out with. Even if you meet another person that is insecure or that wants to be negative, deep inside they'll still look down on you because they probably think you started it, and then afterwards they feel kind of dirty. So never be negative, always be positive. Okay? Focus on the positive aspects of what you experience. Okay? You bond over positives, don't bond over negatives. Just don't do it. Forget about it. Fourth tip, what happens when you actually get into a conversation and you're having a little conversation and it feels good and you're having a real bond with them? What happens? You want to stay with them, don't you, for the whole evening because, finally somebody's talking to me, I feel good with them, we have already exchanged numbers, and I just feel good with them and they feel good with me. Maybe we should just stay together the whole evening and feel good together. No, it's networking, okay? So once you have connected and everything is good and you know how to get in touch with each other, make a point of saying, thank you, it's been great meeting you. I'm definitely going to get in touch with you at this and this time. And I'm going to meet a few more people now. So who knows, maybe I'll see you later, but have a good time, okay? And then you move on. You're also stopping them from connecting with other people. So don't be selfish. Don't focus just on how good they make you feel. Let them go, okay? They'll come back to you later. Tip number 5, focus on giving first, receiving later, okay? If you meet somebody new, you want to focus on giving something to them. So offer to connect them with somebody that they want to talk to. Offer to help them with some way. Because when you do, you show them, you prove to them that you don't just have your own interests at heart. Yeah? Nobody wants to network with people or meet people again that just seem to be focused on their own needs. It's okay to be open about your own needs, of course, but don't do it at the expense of the other person. Tip number 6 is something that is a bit of a master move for networkers, okay? This is how you can really earn brownie points with people, and you can also make yourself feel like you're part of the setup almost. You can feel great about yourself doing this, and that is to connect people with each other. It, by the way, is also a great way to leave somebody, is actually to say to them, you know, I met somebody that I think you should connect with earlier, and they're a great person for you to talk to because you're sort of in the same area and maybe you have a lot in common. Let me introduce you to them. And then you take them to this other person and you introduce them to each other. Now, they're both going to thank you, they're both going to remember you, and they're both going to be grateful what you've done for them. So that will set you up nicely, maybe in the future, to ask them a favor when you reconnect with them again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is a bit of a magic move for networking, okay? So use this one. It's a great move as well for if you have found somebody that you don't connect with so much, or that there is no benefit to you to connect with them again or network or work with them in some way or collaborate, then you can literally pass them on to somebody else that you feel could have a great connection with them. So this is a bit of a magic move for networking, so remember this. 7, always be curious as to the mutual benefit of what you could do together, okay? Mutual benefit and curiosity. Curiosity is your friend, okay? At a networking event, curiosity is great. If you are in a curious mindset, you want to find out about what people do and how what you do could fit in with that, how you could collaborate, how you could connect, what is the mutual benefit. That is the key question that everybody is there for. So be sure that you focus on the mutual benefit and not just on your own benefit, okay? Because that's how you will build trust with somebody that is there also, of course, for their benefit. And if you basically bring out a benefit for them yourself and you mention that upfront with them, it builds trust and it builds a connection and it builds a sense of reciprocity with them. Tip number 8, conversation balance. Now, nobody wants to be in a situation where they have to listen to somebody for 3 minutes talking and talking and talking about their business and never get a chance to speak themselves. So the one thing that you don't want to become is the boring person that drones on and on and on and on about themselves at a networking event, okay? So always focus on conversation balance. Think of tennis. The conversation is the ball, or the topic is the ball. Sometimes it's in their court, sometimes it's in your court, and it goes back and forth. The more you can switch it back and forth, the less likely you are to bore somebody to tears. And also it gives people a chance to let you know that maybe you're not going to connect, okay? And that's fine too, yeah? So conversation balance. Don't drone on and on about it, and also don't just ask question after question after question. Ebb and flow. Tip number 9 is keep moving. Now, what I used to do physically is I used to kind of get stuck. I speak to one person and then they leave, and then I just thought, oh, well, I'll just stay here and wait. No, that's not going to work. You don't have any momentum. It's much easier to get into a new conversation when you are moving. Okay? When you move, you will notice someone's eye. If you have a bit of eye contact with somebody, just turn to them and go, hey, are you here for the networking? As I said earlier, right? But that's easier when you're moving. When you're standing like this and you're just waiting for somebody to talk to you, then, you know, people are not going to be as likely as to do that for you. So much better if you are moving. Once you have finished the conversation with somebody, move in a direction and just see what happens, and you will notice some people's eyes will meet yours, and that's when you turn to them and start the conversation. Almost the last tip is the following that I already mentioned earlier. Find a way of enjoying the process. Focusing on this idea of how can I enjoy this process? How can I make this fun for myself is one of my favorite ways of thinking about this. And trust me, when you focus on this, it really focuses your mind on this aspect of this has to turn into a fun event for me. And if it's not fun for me, it's unlikely to be fun for other people. Now you've got 10 or 11 or 12 basic tips to get great at networking. So now it's up to you to really make that move and start doing it, okay? There are meetup groups, there are networking events, there are drinks after work, there are entrepreneurs events. There are so many events where you can connect with like-minded people. So go for it. Always make the first move, enjoy it, and have a lot of fun at these events. And you will notice that actually, once you get into it, it's a lot easier than it seems. Please subscribe, let me know what you think of this, and let me know your questions.